Hey everyone, it's me Ari Dosset, call me Rashid. I'm your anthropologist and sociologist. Hit the like button, share this video, subscribe to the channel, become a member of the channel. Don't forget you can donate in the links below. If you want a one-on-one consultation with me, check the instructions and the fees in the description below also. Check my novels on Amazon, and above all, listen what I'm saying here and put into practice to glorify God my Father. Now, I walk around in Amsterdam now, as you can see. It is the nominal capital of the Netherlands. I say nominal. Why? It's a capital in name, even though the government is in The Hague. There's some religious cultural reason for that, which I won't go into right now. So just know that's the situation with the Netherlands. Okay. Now, just like the Netherlands has a nominal capital, Amsterdam, even though the government is not there, it can feel confusing. I mean, capital should be the most important city of the country, right? Well, in the case of the Netherlands, it's not true. The most important city is The Hague, where I'm living. That should be the actual capital. But they name Amsterdam the capital. So if you don't know any better, you'll think, oh, Amsterdam, I need to be there to get something done. No, they'll send you to The Hague. You even feel like you're being tricked. And it's understandable. Let me tell you, that same thing happens in society too. They label or name something a certain way, but in reality, that thing that's labeled is not what it's really about. Okay, let me ask you a question. Food. What does food mean for a lamb? A baby sheep. What does food mean to a baby sheep? Well, sheep eat grass, correct? Now, what does food mean to a wolf? Well, a wolf eats sheep and other animals it can prey on. So when you mention food, the sheep will associate it with grass or with a field of grass where they can eat as much as they want. When you mention food, a wolf would associate it with eating sheep. So it's the same word, but it implies different things for different animals. Now, when you mention the word marriage, well, people in the West you go to the government, you get your marriage license, you sign the wedlock papers, they confirm it with a wedding, whatever, and then you have tax obligations together. I mean, that is the package that they call marriage over here. But if you go to some place in Africa today, or even what they call the Middle East, what they consider marriage over there is a bit different. It, it both involves a sexual union, but how the sexual union is established and shaped is different. I mean, in most administrations on the earth, where you're in a marriage, you're supposed to be monogamous. But there are places where you're allowed to have a second, third, or fourth wife, or where you're allowed to have arrangements with other women you are sexually involved with. So when you mention the word marriage, you may assume it means the same thing to everyone. Even in the Western world, if you mention marriage to someone from a more traditional, orthodox background, and you mention marriage to someone who's more from a liberal background, well, the one from liberal background, not all of them, but they may be more inclined to the marriage out of emotional affection. Or you fell in love, and you're so lost with the other individuals, you have to confirm it with the marriage. Well, someone from a more orthodox background may look at it and say, marriage is a dedication to the community. The community needs sexual stability. So you dedicate yourself to be sexually stable and conform to the community. So someone from an Orthodox background, they have more the community view when it comes to marriage. So let's say now you have someone from an Orthodox background and someone from a liberal background, and they both talk about marriage. Are they talking about the same thing? No, they're not. What they talk about is similar, a sexual union. But the liberals see sexual union as a pathway to personal fulfillment, while the Orthodox individual sees as your dedication to the community. So this is quite important because let's say someone that's liberal-minded marries someone from Orthodox background. The one that's liberal-minded sees the marriage as a way to personal fulfillment, a way to relieve themselves. While the other individual is concerned with what will do to the community. So what happens when they have children? How will they raise their children? Or what if there are conflicts in the marriage? How are they going to resolve conflicts? The individual who sees more as personal fulfillment will be more likely to get out of the marriage, to ask for divorce. Let's say, man, this is about personal fulfillment, but I only get arguments. This is not what I expected. The individual is more orthodox, even if they may consider divorce, they'll realize, okay, but what does it do to the community? So their values are different. And based on the different values, they approach this thing called marriage differently. So talk about marriage with someone from an Orthodox background, that's a complete different thing. Talk about marriage with someone from a liberal background. Always clear to you. Okay, the word father, for example. The word father, it means your primary biological ancestor from this masculine, the one out whose ball sex you came, simply said. That's your father. However, does every man who brought forth a baby, did every man that brought forth a baby, they could care for their babies while they were growing up? No. There are fathers who disappear. There are fathers who are there, but they are negative, they're bitter. There are fathers that are there, and I don't know what they're doing, but they do a horrible job. So, if someone grew up in a place where the fathers, in general, are autocratic towards their children, even harmful, but people look the other way, if that's the case, when you mention the word father, it will trigger emotions and feelings in them relating to what they were raised in. So when you call God the Father, if their association with the earthly father was an oppressive one, oh my God, it's going to anger people. But if someone comes from an environment where either their own father or the fathers in general were loving, kind, patient, and were constructive as men, then the word father to them means something beautiful, something lovely. Look, what I'm telling you is that people in the world, they fill in things based on their values. Now, understand the following. We as human beings, we should have values. That's how we bond together. That's how we relate to one another. But the thing is, our values should be in harmony with our design, how the Heavenly Father made us. When the things you value, when your values are not in harmony with how God designed you, you're in trouble. Because now there's a disconnect to what you are holding on to and how you're built. That will only cause problems and malfunction in you. And if a group of people do this, it becomes iniquity. It becomes established violence. Simple as that. So, yes, people have values, but are their values in agreement with the Heavenly Father? If not, then they are trapped in iniquity. That is established violence. So when you talk to people, first assess whether or not they're capable of understanding what you talk about, or whether the words you're saying mean the same thing to them. We just talked about the word father and the word marriage and the word food. It means people fill it in different ways. So if you use certain words that others fill in a different way, they may nod to you and you think, oh, they understand me. But do they really understand you? Do they really understand you? All right? Again, We start the video with saying I'm in Amsterdam, which I am. And, yep, in Amsterdam, you don't have the government of the Netherlands. The government of the Netherlands is in The Hague. So why is The Hague the capital? De facto, in fact, The Hague is the actual capital, but they don't name it the capital. But if you say capital to anyone in the world, they think that's the most important city. And it should be. The capital should be the most important city. That's why it's the capital. But there are times some countries label another city the capital. Why? There's something of debate which I won't go into right now. So watch out with the label society uses. And when communicating with people, I'm telling you, assess first what the level of understanding is. Assess it first, please. Was it for now? I'm about to go to an event now. Keep on coming with Christ, be at peace. Again, hit the like button, share this live stream. Video, it's not a live stream, I'll do live streams. Share this video with others so they can learn too. Donate the links below, check my notes, Amazon, and see you next time. Shalom.